How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. You're about to see some seriously scary videos, so hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content, just like this. This scary video was shared on TikTok by user Herb Explorers, who document their journeys through abandoned and underground locations. In this clip, the group enters a mysterious tunnel that opens up into a sprawling underground labyrinth. As they push deeper, they come across scattered children's clothing lying in the dust. The garments appear dirty and discarded, adding an unsettling layer to what's already a claustrophobic setting. According to the uploaders, the exploration lasted roughly 5 hours. As time wore on, the air grew thick with dust and the team began to feel disoriented, struggling to retrace their steps through the maze of corridors. But it's a blink and you miss it moment around the 20-second mark that's drawn the most attention. When the footage is slowed down, what appears to be a dark figure can be seen peering around a tunnel corner just ahead of the group. The shape is brief, barely a frame or two, and it's partially obscured by shadow, but the outline seems distinctly human. Commenters spotted the figure after the video was uploaded. The explorers themselves reportedly didn't notice it at the time, which only made the clip more unnerving once it began circulating online. Some viewers suggested it could be a trick of light and shadow in the narrow tunnel, or perhaps another explorer or homeless person sheltering underground. The environment is dark and dusty, and brief visual artifacts aren't uncommon in low-light footage. Others weren't so sure. They pointed to the figure's stillness, the way it appears to be watching the group from just around the bend, and the fact that no one else was encountered during the 5-hour exploration. So what do you think was lurking in that tunnel? A play of light in a dusty underground passage? Or was something genuinely unexplained caught on camera that day? This scary video was shared on Reddit by user subject-bottle8902, who says they captured something unexplained while working at a local courthouse. According to the poster, the courthouse entrance is fitted with both a metal detector and a thermal camera. One day last week, they noticed something odd on the thermal display near the front door, but when they looked, there was nothing there.
No, it's not. I mean, I called it once.
The poster says they tried to rationalize it, a reflection, a sensor glitch, residual heat from someone who'd just walked past, but they couldn't find an explanation that fit. When they mentioned it to other people working in the building, the reaction wasn't surprising. Apparently, the courthouse has a long history of strange encounters. Several staff members shared their own paranormal stories. One popular theory among courthouse regulars is that the figure belongs to a woman who was once tried, convicted, and sentenced to death in that very building. Whether that history is connected to the thermal anomaly is anyone's guess. Skeptics have pointed out that thermal cameras can be tripped by heat reflections off glass doors, vents pushing warm air, or even insects landing on the lens. Any of these could produce a vaguely humanoid shape under the right conditions. Others aren't so sure. They note that the figure doesn't drift or dissipate the way a heat artifact normally would. So what do you think that thermal figure really was? A stray heat signature caused by something perfectly ordinary? Or a ghost caught on camera, still lingering in the building where her fate was sealed?
No, it's not. I mean, I called it once.
This unsettling clip comes from a viewer submission, and it's one of those ghost videos where the backstory makes it even more compelling. According to the submitter, Chris Jesse, his friend was working night shifts at a retirement home in Madison, Indiana. The building was formerly the King's Daughters Hospital, a facility where over the years many patients had passed away. His friend had reportedly been seeing a figure in the hallways and in various rooms throughout the building. Chris says he laughed it off at first, but was intrigued enough to keep listening, given the building's history. About a week later, she sent him a message claiming she'd finally caught the ghost on the security monitor in her office, filming the screen with her phone.
Oh, did you see that? I didn't get that.
Chris says this is probably the best ghost video he's ever witnessed, mostly because he personally knows the person who captured it and trusts the authenticity of its origins.
Oh, did you see that? I didn't get that.
Bro, what is this?
This mysterious footage was shared on Instagram by user Luisa Ranke, where it quickly racked up over 26,000 likes and more than 4,400 comments.
I'm so bro, what is this?
In the clip, a man films what appears to be a vivid, rainbow-colored beam stretching across the dark sky.
Is it real? What is this? I'm kind of scared, but I'm not, but what is he?
The uploader doesn't offer much of an explanation, simply capturing the moment and letting the footage speak for itself.
What is this?
In the comments, viewers were divided. Some were genuinely baffled, calling it everything from a portal to a sign from above. But one explanation kept surfacing. Several commenters pointed to an art installation called Global Rainbow, created by artist Yvette Materne. The installation uses 7 high-powered laser beams projected into the sky, each representing one color of the rainbow. It's been displayed in various cities as a large-scale meditative public artwork. Commenters also noted that similar sightings were reported in Los Angeles in 2025, which lines up with known installations of the piece. If that's the case, then what we're looking at is likely a deliberate art project, not anything atmospheric or otherworldly.
Look at this!
Still, not everyone was convinced. Some pointed out that the beam's position and behavior didn't quite match known laser installations, and questioned whether it could be something else entirely.
This is the rawest shit I've ever seen in my life. Is it real? What is this? I'm kind of scared, but I'm not, but what is he?
This alleged ghost caught on camera comes from viewer Jamie Valpoon, who visited the famous Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California back in September 2019. According to Jamie, it was a slow day at the house and there were only 3 other people in their small tour group. While walking through the dining room, she snapped a photo, thinking nothing of it at the time. It wasn't until later that she noticed something odd on the far left of the image. Standing there, partially visible, appears to be a man wearing a hat and a heavy coat. Jamie says nobody was standing in that spot. The entire group was clustered around the tour guide and she didn't see any other staff members during the tour. What makes the detail even stranger is the clothing. It was mid-September and very hot outside. No one would reasonably be dressed in a heavy coat. Jamie believes the figure may be the spirit of a man known as Clyde. According to staff and visitors, Clyde is one of the most frequently reported apparitions at the Winchester house. He's believed to have been a construction worker who helped build the sprawling mansion and who passed away during or after its construction. A second photo, submitted by Jamie, shows a historical image of workers at the house with a man in white at the center, believed to be Clyde. Skeptics might argue the figure in the dining room photo is simply a trick of light, a shadow cast by furniture, or even a reflection of one of the many glass surfaces inside the house. The Winchester Mystery House is full of unusual angles, mirrors, and doorways that could create misleading shapes. But others have pointed out that the figure appears to have defined edges, a clear hat shape, and proportions consistent with a person, not a random shadow. So what do you think Jamie captured in that dining room? A trick of the light inside one of America's most unusual homes? Or a genuine ghost sighting of a long-dead worker still wandering the halls he helped build? This quick but unsettling clip was shared on TikTok by user Georgia Peach, who says they noticed something strange outside their window one night.
I see the eyes. Oh my God.
What makes the clip even more unnerving is the homeowner's cat. The animal is visibly fixated on the window, its body tense, ears forward, clearly reacting to whatever's out there. Cats are known for their sharp night vision and sensitivity to movement, so the fact that this one appears genuinely unsettled has only fueled speculation in the comments.
I see the eyes.
The most likely explanation is wildlife. Deer, owls, raccoons, and possums all produce strong eyeshine when caught in ambient light or a camera's infrared. The height and spacing of the eyes could easily match a larger animal standing just outside. Still, some viewers weren't entirely convinced. A few pointed out that the eyes seem unusually bright and steady for a passing animal, and that the cat's reaction suggests something more than a routine visitor. So what do you think was watching from the other side of that window? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
I see the eyes. Oh my God.
This unsettling clip was submitted to us by viewer Lee, who goes by the handle _roaming reverend, and it's one of those scary videos that gets stranger the more you watch it. The footage appears to have been recorded off a television screen using a mobile phone a few years back. It shows a news anchor mid-broadcast reading from a teleprompter when something odd happens with their eyes. For a brief moment, the anchor's pupils seem to shift. Some viewers believe it could be evidence of so-called shape-shifting, a recurring claim in certain corners of the internet where people allege that public figures occasionally reveal non-human characteristics on camera. Those who subscribe to the shapeshifter theory point to the specific localized nature of the distortion. They argue it only affects the eyes, not the surrounding face, and that it doesn't resemble typical compression noise, which tends to appear in blocky, uniform patterns across the whole image. No follow-up footage from the same broadcast has surfaced to confirm or rule out the anomaly, and the original TV broadcast quality version hasn't been publicly compared.
And my fellow citizens, the golden age of America begins right now.
In the lead up to the most recent State of the Union address, UFO disclosure advocates were buzzing with anticipation. Several prominent voices in the community had hinted that this could be the moment, that the president many had dubbed the disclosure president might finally acknowledge the phenomenon on the world's biggest political stage. He didn't.
Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom.
The topic of UFOs went entirely unmentioned during the address. No references to unexplained aerial phenomena, No nod to ongoing congressional hearings, no acknowledgement of the military whistleblowers who've risked their careers to push for transparency. Some argued it was simply a matter of priorities. A State of the Union address covers economic policy, national security, and legislative goals. UFO disclosure, while significant to the community, may not have made the cut in a tightly scripted political event. Others saw it differently. For those who'd been tracking the growing momentum behind congressional UAP hearings, the silence felt deliberate. A few commenters suggested it could signal that disclosure is being handled through quieter channels, away from the spotlight of primetime television. So what do you make of the silence? A practical decision in a packed political address? Or a sign that the truth about unexplained aerial phenomena is still being kept firmly behind closed doors?
Dad, is that you?
This mysterious video was sent to us by viewer Nikki Romero, who believes the clip may show her late father making contact from beyond the grave. According to Nikki, her father passed away unexpectedly in 2021. At the time, she was living alone with her 2 young sons in a quadplex. She says all 3 of them would regularly see unexplainable shadows drifting through the hallway outside their bedrooms. Objects would fall over for no apparent reason. One day, while home alone, Nikki heard one of her child's bath toys suddenly go off in the bathroom. The toy is designed with 2 heat sensors that activate when it's placed in warm water. But here's the thing. Her children had been away with their father all weekend. The bathtub hadn't been used in days. It was bone dry. Unsettled but curious, Nikki grabbed her phone and started filming. She walked into the bathroom and spoke aloud, asking if the presence was her father.
Dad, is that you? Daddy, if it's you, make it go.
The toy activated again. She asked another question.
Dad, is that you? Daddy, if it's you, make it go.
It went off once more. The timing of each activation appears to line up directly with her questions, as though something or someone is responding in real time. Nikki says the activity in the apartment continued for some time after this incident. The shadows, the objects moving, the feeling of not being alone. She's since moved to a different home, and the experiences stopped. So what do you think was really happening in that bathroom? A faulty toy acting up at just the right moment? Or something unexplained caught on camera? A father finding a way to answer his daughter one last time?
Daddy, if it's you, make it go.
If you want to see more scary videos just like these, then hit that subscribe button and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll always be in the loop when we drop our scary video compilations. In May of 1972, an Italian Benedictine monk named Father Pellegrino Ernetti sat down for an interview with journalist Vincenzo Maddaloni from the periodical La Domenica del Corriere. What he said during that conversation would spark one of the strangest conspiracy theories in modern history. Father Ernetti claimed that he and a small group of scientists had built a device called the chronovisor. According to him, the work began in 1952 at the Experimental Physics Laboratory of the Catholic University of Milan, where he collaborated with Father Agostino Gemelli and a select team of researchers. The device, Ernetti said, could tune into events from the past, not by traveling through time, but by capturing residual electromagnetic radiation left behind by historical moments, like tuning a radio to a frequency that had already been broadcast, and then came the claim that made headlines. Onetti revealed a photograph. He said it showed the face of Jesus Christ during the crucifixion, captured by the chronovisor itself. The image depicted an anguished face looking upward, and it was published in the Italian press. For a brief moment, the world paid attention, but the story fell apart. Researchers eventually traced the image to a wooden crucifix sculpture at the Sanctuary of Merciful Love in Collevalenza, a small town in Umbria, Italy. The photograph wasn't a window into the past, it was a reproduction of a well-known tourist postcard from the region. Onetti reportedly made a partial confession before his death in 1994, though accounts of what he admitted vary. Some say he confessed the photo was fabricated, others claim he insisted the device was real, but that the Vatican had ordered it sealed away. No physical evidence of the chronovisor has ever surfaced, no blueprints, no components, no corroborating testimony from the scientists allegedly involved. Skeptics see it as a hoax by a well-meaning but eccentric monk who got carried away. The postcard connection is difficult to explain away, and the lack of any proof makes the story hard to defend. Believers point out that the Vatican's own silence hasn't helped. If it was simply a fraud, why not say so? That silence, they argue, only feeds the idea that something real was built and then buried. So what do you think the chronovisor really was? An elaborate fabrication by a monk who wanted to believe? Or a device so extraordinary that the Vatican decided the world wasn't ready to know about it? Well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see some of our longer compilations, then check out those 2 links right there. Remember to leave us some feedback in the comments down below. We love reading them. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time. Peace.